Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. A double honors to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to you, hopefully elect. This is your brother Yahweh Call from Great Millstone on Lando Camp. And get right into the topic, dealing with, just some World War III news, wars and rumors of wars. As things are ramping up rather quickly. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is really speeding things up. And so much that, I've been trying to touch on this topic, just dealing with some rumors of wars. But every time, I kind of think I'm going to get around to doing a video, some other news comes out, such as as I was getting ready to do this, I seen and I'm looking into how not the Ukraine, but the the NATO it's being said, again, it's all wars and rumors of wars. So it's being said right now, one of those rumors, that NATO is prepping for an attack on Russian border, which that in itself is major news. But we're just that much closer, to Armageddon. Because Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai is gathering up all the stirring up the minds of these different leaders, these different nations, all right, and gearing them up towards war, and we know, because again, just as fast as things are moving right now, to the point where it can't even be, we can't even keep up with the news. We know, or the sea hip has got to be close, because we know, like it tells you in Revelation 7, the Lord is holding the winds of destruction, holding back those the winds of destruction, because before things go nuclear, that MOTB does have to be mandated. All right, so just the fact that Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai is moving all the chess pieces, and the stage is definitely being set for World War III, because what's been coming out, I know, for one, just dealing with Moab, the so-called Chinese, they're talking about, again, just rumors, all right, speculation of an attack next month, or rather, we're still in May, so next month, the talks of the rumors of an attack dealing with China attacking Taiwan. Not too long ago, I believe the other week or so, you had Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin pretty much get together for a meeting. And then not long after that, just last week, if I'm not mistaken, China conducting these war drills, basically surrounding Taiwan. Moab, the so-called Chinese, they're pretty much flaunting, they're pretty much taunting Taiwan. They're taunting the West. Moab is over there toting those they're taunting those robot guns, those robot dogs with the guns. They're pretty much taunting Taiwan and the West, because we know America is an ally to Taiwan, and it's also being said, because, and I mentioned this a while back, dealing with Taiwan and that president that they just elected. They just got up in there, which, the president of Taiwan, he's pretty much anti-China. He's against the whole Chinese Communist Party, pretty much. And during the time of those elections, China they were saying that, hey, y'all better not put that, y'all better not put them up in there. China was telling Taiwan, y'all better not put that cat up in there, man. Or else. And sure enough, they did. Sure enough, he got elected. And of course, China, they don't like that. So, like I just said, a couple of weeks ago, not too long ago, Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin, they had a meeting, they got together. And not too long after that, just last week, a few days ago, China conducting military drills surrounding Taiwan. And not only that, is being said, Russia is preparing for a major attack. That's pretty much, they're saying that this attack is pretty much going to be the devastating blow to the Ukraine. All right, which we know, or for those that don't know, America also backs Ukraine as well. We should know that by now. All the aid, billions of dollars, and all the aid that's been going over there, being sent over there, tax-paying dollars to the Ukraine. And that's not even to mention the other allies that are backing America right now. Or not backing America, but who America's backing right now. But just off those two fronts alone, because again, with China and Russia, and all the talk of them invading pretty much their own people, even the scriptures say not to meddle in another man's matters, roughly paraphrasing, because Ukraine, listen, America has no business being over there. That's between Ukraine and Russia. They the same people. It's the same territory, and it's vice versa. With well, not vice versa, but it's the same, pretty much the same with China and Moab. They're the same people, because Vladimir Putin, he's looking to reunify the Ukraine, because again, they're the same people, and it's the same as Taiwan. And China's looking to reunify Taiwan. So again, America, like I quoted, meddle not in another man's affairs. Basically stay out of other people's business, and that's exactly what Babylon is doing. So with those two fronts alone, because it's being said that China and Russia are gonna pretty much attack Taiwan and Ukraine at the same time, which the Ukrainians been getting their ass whooped. But like I said, because make no mistake about it, they put this narrative out there that Russia's or Ukraine is getting the upper hand and this and that. No, man, them Russians keep whooping their ass. Them Russians are whooping them Ukrainians' ass, man. But it's being said again that Russia is preparing for a major offensive attack. A major attack. They're saying this is pretty much going to be the devastating blow. And again, simultaneously, you got China doing drills surrounding Taiwan. And it's also being said that if and when China invades Taiwan, there's going to be an attack on America as well. And not only that, shots started going back and forth between Egypt and Israel, which that's big news. That's major news. Because Egypt has been telling those Israelis that, hey man, stop pushing those people over here, man. Stop pushing those people over here. and there was just this attack with out there in Rafa, you know. Um, and like I said, you know, there was a shootout, shots that went off between Egypt and Israel. So things are heating up, man. You know, things are heating up. Because while everyone is screaming, peace, 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 right? We get this in Ecclesiastes 3, and I'm gonna read verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. I'm going to jump down to verse 8. A time to love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace. So like I said, while everyone is screaming peace, 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 we're not in the time of peace, all right? You know, we're in the time of war. War is in the air. You know, and that's lucky. I might have mentioned it already, but just in case I didn't, dealing with NATO and how there is being said that they're prepping for a nuclear attack on Russian borders. So you know that's major as well, because NATO was set up to combat the USSR. Which, let me get this, because like I mentioned, Russia's trying to Vladimir Putin is basically trying to reunify Ukraine, because I'm gonna get it here in Ezekiel 38. Ezekiel 38:2. Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, thus saith the Lord, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. Could you see? Russia, they ain't nothing but Russian Edomites. All right, so the Lord is against them as well. You know, just because Russia is going to be a major tool in Babylon's destruction, it doesn't mean that, you know, the Lord doesn't have it out for those Edomite Russians as well. You know, which the original inhabitants of that land, that area, you know, they were Japhetta people anyways. You know, it says verse 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. And this is what we see more and more. Like I said, the Lord's putting that old Soviet Union type of spirit back on them Russians, and that's why, like I said, this is why there's a push to reunify Ukraine. You know, this is a part of why Vladimir Putin wants Ukraine, that reunification, because the Lord's putting that the hooks into his jaws, putting that old USSR spirit. And again, that's why NATO was set up in the first place, to combat that. Because like I just read in Ecclesiastes 3, you know, there's a time for war. You know, there's a time and a season for everything. Now, that's why the scriptures say one woe is past and the second woe is come. All right. And the third woe cometh quickly. You know, going into the two major world wars that already happened. But hey, you got this third world war that has been brewing up for many years. You see? And that's what we are in the time of, all right? You know, that's what we are in the time of. You know, the brewing of this third world's woe, and there will be a third world's woe. You know, Because like I said, the NATO was set up to combat that USSR in the first place, because shortly after World War II, the the if NATO wasn't set up, World War III would have taken place a long time ago. It would have taken place not too long after World War II. But of course, prophecy has to take place. Things have to happen. So that's why NATO was set up in the first place. So when you hear brothers talk about NATO this and NATO that, all that, NATO and Russia and NATO, that's major news. That's major news. So don't sleep on that. Don't sleep on that, man. Can't sleep on anything. Get this. Get this. And Joel and Slakia, working these overnights, man. Pardon me for my slurred speech. Because this shit is not natural whatsoever. Working these night shifts, man. But in Joel chapter 3, Joel 3, I'll start at 1. For behold, in those days and in that time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations, and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them for my people, and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and part of my land. So again, ultimately, Yahweh Shema Shai, like I said earlier, he's stirring the minds of these different leaders, these different nations, and geared them towards war. All right. And ultimately, they're going to be brought down there to the valley of decision. Yahweh Shaphat, the Lord's judgment. All right. And that's where these nations are going to get their judgment, man. They're going to receive their judgment. And that's why you hear you start from the apostles on down. Pay attention to the so-called Middle East area. That Levant region. Pay attention. Because things are heating up. Things are getting hot over there. Egypt and Israel going at it. That's major news. NATO, Russia. NATO's talking about nuclear attack on Russian borders. That's major news. That's breaking news. But here it is, all these distractions. Everyone's talking about Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, or Logan Paul, or whatever, one of the Paul brothers, right? You just had the Memorial weekend. Here it is, you got nuclear planes flying over people's heads over here in the States, man, and people just have no idea what's going on. That's why the scripture says, man, that day is going to catch these people like a thief in the night. These people have no idea what's going on. Literal nuclear planes are flying over people's heads, man. People have no idea what's going on. This thing is heating up. China was talking about invading Taiwan next month in June. We in June, right? Man. So this is the time that we're in. This is the time that we're in. We're in the time of war. There was something about the UK as well. I might have to do a separate video on it. Because was it UK or Germany? I think it was the UK, talking about mandating a draft Military draft. I'm gonna have to do a separate video on it. I don't have all my facts straight on that. But nevertheless, this is the time that we're in. These are the times that we're in. This is the season of war. And this is exciting news to us because ultimately it's going to usher in our deliverance. Lord willing, we're at that number. It's going to usher in our deliverance. So don't sleep on these things, you know. Hell, going back to those Israelis and the attack that took place in Rafah, there's a more crying out against those Israelis, man. People are finding out that, hey, for one, they're not the, people of the book. They're not the chosen people. And that man of sin, more and more, he's being revealed. More and more, Amalek is being called out for his bullshit. They're talking about bringing this guy Benjamin. I can't even say his name right now. I'm so tired. But not a Jew, as some brothers say. Benjamin, not a Jew. Bring this guy up on charges, man. And we see how more and more. Let me get this one. Because, the scriptures say in the end, he shall declare his wickedness. And like I said, more and more people are finding out that those Amalekites are the problem. Those Amalekites are the problem. You got more and more people siding with the Palestinians with all these protests. More and more people are siding with the Palestinians, right? Yeah, because Amalek, more and more, he's being exposed. And people are tired of these gutter rats. Hell, Amalek's own people over there in the state of Israel, man, are and that's I said this before, because Benjamin, not a Jew, Benjamin Netanyahu, he needs to prolong this war, because there's all type of civil unrest, and those Amalekites, they want him out of there, and they said that, hey, man, if he gets out of office, man, they're gonna put his ass to death, or he's gonna be imprisoned. So that's why he needs this war to go on. He needs this war to go on. And it's getting to a point where even the Biden administration is telling this guy, like, hey, man, chill out. They were talking about the West is pretty much putting a halt on aid that is sending over there. Because those Amalekites are getting out of hand with things. They're getting too carried away. I'm not even going to get into some of the atrocities that's going on. But it's getting to a point that even the West, they're threatening Amalek over there, man. Like, just, hey, chill out, man. We're not going to provide you with no more aid, man. You're going too far. And that's why, like I said, more and more we can see this here. Man, because something's going to happen, man. Something's going to happen. That's going to cause these nations to say, hey, man. It's going to cause these nations to say, man, fuck that. And of course, it's all the spirit of the Lord. But something's going to happen to where all these nations, they're going to press those little red buttons, man, and nukes are going to be flying, man. But like I said, it's getting to a point that even the West, they're like, hey, chill out, right? Jeremiah 49:20. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he have taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath proposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. So you see, like I said, more and more we can see how Babylon is going to get dragged into this war, and ultimately be a desolation. They're going to become America's going to become a desolate habitation, because, like I said, something's going to happen, man. Something's going to happen to where, these nations are going to say, they're finally going to say, man, fuck it, fuck America, and they're going to shoot their missiles at America, man. All this tumult That's why I said, it said, surely the least of the flock, you know. You look over there in the land of Israel, that little speck, man, just that little small speck on the world map is causing all this chaos, all this turmoil, man. And somehow, some way, shape, form, or fashion, they're gonna get America dragged into this war. You know, call all your how about Shemal Shai, man. You know, this is good news for us. I don't sound enthusiastic because I'm tired as hell, but you know, you best believe, you know, looking into this and just watching videos, man, throughout the night, man, I'm just like, man, you know, is what gives me strength. It gives me energy. Because just talk about hope not deferred, man. This is what keeps our hope alive, hearing about these things. While everyone is scared of talks of nuclear war, you know, because like it tells you here, bear with me. Isaiah 9 in verse 5. For every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. So, you know, there was a time when wars were fought with shields and swords, right? You know, limbs getting chopped off, and, you know, it's just bloodshed, right? But it says, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. So you see, man, nukes are eventually going to start flying. All right. And that's what the talk of, you know, the talks of nuclear warfare. That's why everyone's scared. Everyone's scared. You know, because of the threat of the nukes, man. You know, the threat of nukes. You know, I watched that movie Atlas on Netflix with Jennifer Lopez. You know, it was actually better than I thought. You know, very spiritual, very heavy. Because you know, one note they mentioned the Neuralink. They talked about the Neuralink. You know, but on another note, you know, on another note, you know, they had it to where basically the antagonist, what his idea was, you know, because it was dealing with artificial intelligence, AI, and he saw the output, he saw the output of man and how, you know, man is pretty much destroying the earth, you know, and man needs to be, basically man is the root of the problem. Dealing with the problems of the earth, man is the root of the problem. So, you know, the antagonist, his whole MO was to basically get the population down, which this should sound familiar, you know, get the population down to a manageable, you know, controllable number of people, and have AI basically be, you know, God on earth, the Most High on earth. All right, but the way that he wanted to get that done, the way that he wanted to set that up, because you watch the movie, he mentioned it, you know, via nukes, you know, nuclear fallout. That way, when the dust settles and majority of the world population is wiped out, you know, when the dust settles, they can, you know, rise like the phoenix from the ashes and basically control the world, man, you know. And okay, like I said, we should know that sounds all too familiar. That sounds all too familiar, you know. But that's what people think when the nukes fly, because it's not a matter of if but when they do fly. That's what people think, you know. The world is going to be in just as ruins, and we're going to be living in this post-apocalyptic setting. No, man. You know, Um, all in all, when the nukes do fly, the elect are going to get beamed up. And when the dust settles, so to say, hey, righteousness, the kingdom of Yahweh Shai, is going to be established on earth. And that's going to be that, The Israelites are going to rule forever, live forever, rule forever. And that's going to be that. That's what's going to happen. All right. And they know this judgment is coming. That's why more and more over the years you hear about talks of bunkers. People buying bunkers. Celebrities getting bunkers. Bunkers. Why is everyone buying bunkers? As if you can escape judgment. Nah, man. But nevertheless, hey, this is good news to us. What's usually bad news for the world it's our good news for the world of Israel, and in more particular the elect. This is our good news. So like the scripture say, hey, rejoice ye heavens, because hey, this thing is happening quick. It's happening quick, man. Things are moving fast. The Wadi Halba Shemal Shai, because it's time for us to get the hell up out of here, man. It's time for us to get the hell up out of here. But as usual, so much going on. It's hard to keep up. And Lord willing, he doesn't put his or he doesn't ease, he doesn't take his foot off the gas brake, man. Lord willing, this is full pedal to the metal. Lord willing, man. But Yahweh Shemal Shah is definitely stirring up the minds of these different nations, the leaders of these different nations, and gearing them up to take their ass up over there to the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shaphat. All right. Isaiah 42:13. The Lord shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yea, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies. So you see, man, Yahweh Shemal Shai, man, stirring the minds of all these leaders, all these nations. Putting the thoughts into their minds. Because it's cold, these nations, they don't want to go to war. They don't want to press those little red buttons. But they don't have a choice. As much as they don't want to, they don't have a choice. This is all the Lord's will. It's all the Lord's will, man. But like I said, Lord willing, the Lord doesn't take his foot off the gas pedal, and it's full pedal to the metal, Lord willing. But just some news, just to recap, China, Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin, they got together not too long ago, and not too long after their meeting, well, it's coming out. Vladimir Putin is preparing for a major attack. That's pretty much, they're saying this is going to be the devastating blow. This is going to be the blow to really, shut shit down over there as far as Ukraine. And not only that, China doing military drills surrounding Taiwan. Them Taiwanese, man, they're hey, man, they're getting ready because it's coming. I think they're setting up their I could be wrong, but basically setting up all type of defense systems. Because them Taiwanese, man, they're shook. Moab in the land of Taiwan, man, they're shook. Because it's looking like China's getting ready to make their move, man. And this all happened not too long after, again, Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin got together, had their little meeting. Like I mentioned, NATO, in talks of nuclear attack on Russian borders. A lot is going down, man. A lot is going down. A lot is going down. A lot is happening right now. I'm trying to think of anything else, but I think that's pretty much it for the most part. I'm sure as soon as I'm done here, some more news is gonna pop up. Because one thing after another is You know, but hey, we like it that way. You know, prefer it that way. You know, so Lord wanted this was edifying. All praises to Yahweh Bashem Awashai. Shalom to you, hopefully, let.